This is where we started. Part 1 covered this area from Newport Canals down this rock wall, and this one's part 2. It'll start from just over there. You can actually see it from here, and that's the boat ramp at Scarborough. We've arrived here at Scarborough Boat Ramp. Apart from being an excellent boat ramp with excellent parking facilities for lots and lots of boats, it does get packed out here occasionally. Through COVID was one of those few occasions where it was packed out on a very regular basis. People sort of decided that they couldn't do anything else, bar go fishing, and everybody did. So a lot of boats that sat in yards for a long time got used, which was good to see. Okay, Scarborough Boat Ramp, great car park. Also reasonable fishing area, not great fishing area. It's one of those places where I have fished probably 3 or 4 times in the last few years, but I don't fish it on very regular occasion just because there are too many people fish here. What we'll do, we'll start down the southern end of the car park. Now, this southern end here, over top of you can see the mangroves line there, and comes around the corner up this rock wall. That's all structure there. It's got a yabby bank. There's not a lot of yabbies there, but there is a yabby bank there. You'll get worms there, and there's a lot of little rock crabs. So there's a lot of reason for bream and whiting and all your table fish to come in close here. So right down in that bottom corner, that's one of my favoured places of fishing. But just while we're here, it's important to note I don't just come down here and go fishing there. If you come down here dead low tide, there's no water there. So like anything, you've got to pick your times, and here's no different. On the night of a full moon or the day of a full moon, you'll get a very high tide. Well, the 3 days leading up and the 3 days after it, the tides are pretty good too. So on those tides, there's more water than would normally be in the rest of the moon phase in those areas, and that will I guess make it a little less daunting for the better fish to come in to the shallow grounds and feed. Up the corner here, this is where you'll find most people fishing. Nearly every time you drive down here, there's people on this tip fishing, and you will catch fish here. You'll catch fish here 1 or 2 maybe each time you come. They'll probably only be little. They won't be real great quality, but generally speaking, this is an area that I won't fish. There's just too many people fishing this spot. One of the secrets to fishing, I think, is fish where other people don't. And if a place doesn't get flogged, you'll find there's a way better chance of actually catching fish. This corner, I leave alone. I can't say I've fished there in years. One thing about this place is very convenient. You've got parking right where you're fishing. You can basically be only a metre away from your car when you're fishing, so all your gear can stay close. You've got bait tables, cleaning tables, you've got shelter, seats. Even when it rains, you've got a little bit of shelter. I'm just walking down toward one of the areas that I have fished on a regular basis and will continue to fish on a regular basis because it produces for me. And that's right down here at the tip. This side there's a research vessel, and the other side the Coast Guard boats. When you walk right down to this corner, got the research vessel, and this is one of the places that I've actually got a video up on. I'll fish anywhere from straight out all the way around to under that research vessel. The baits I like to use here, domestic baits. The reason that is in this area the trawlers come and go every single day. They're always throwing their scraps over, their cooked prawns, just all the domestic stuff. You've got Morgan's just around the corner here. You can sit at Morgan's right on the water, and when you do that, you'll actually see the bream in their hundreds swimming backwards and forwards, waiting for people to throw their chips and whatnot over into the water so they can have a feed. This is an area where your bread dough, chicken, Cooked prawns will work really well here because there seems to be a lot of scrap prawns go into the water in this area. All your normal baits will work, but your domestic baits, the baits that you wouldn't use pretty much anywhere else, will work really well in this area. Don't forget the structure here, really close to the rocks, casting all the way out into the middle. Doesn't do much for your opportunity to catch fish. Nice and close. Got to be dead quiet, no light on the water, or as little light as possible. At night time you get a lot of light, natural light, or natural, it's artificial light, but it's light that's here consistently every night. So the fish aren't scared of that light. But the light from your torches directly on the water in front of the rocks here will scare the crap out of the fish. The artificial baits will work really well here as well. Well, really well. They won't work anywhere near as well as your baits. Normal fresh, good quality bait here will work better than artificials, I think, every time, because the fish get so well fed. The artificials will work though, so soft plastic right up to the end of the research vessel. Just let it, on an incoming tide, let it drift down so it goes under the research vessel, and give it a few twitches, keep it off the bottom, and in between the bottom of the water column here and the research vessel. You will catch fish on artificials, just not as many as bait. The only time I'd ever fish here is first thing in the morning when there's bugger all people here. People seem to have an affinity to the afternoons. I guess they're awake, they don't have to get out of bed, it's not cold. A lot of people will fish last light, so last thing in the afternoon, which is a good time to fish. Better time to fish, first light. Absolutely 100 times better, I think. So first light in the morning, one of the reasons is there are very few people going to be where it is that you're fishing. For example, right now there's not a single person down here fishing. The structure on this corner is the Coast Guard vessel. The structure along the dock there where the boat's put in, and your rock wall around here. And we have caught plenty of fish here. That's the research vessel just there. We're just down on the pontoon that you can fish from. First thing in the mornings, this pontoon will work, especially on the research vessel side, underneath that structure, in those holes that go underneath the research vessel, or the platform for the research vessel, in front of the research vessel. Quite a good spot, but particularly for bait, this is definitely I don't fish here with soft plastics or hard bodies. I'll only fish here with bait. Just to end this video, this whole area up here, there's 3 positions that I'll put myself in to fish. One's right down the southern end along the car park wall. At the top of a tide, 3 nights either side of a full moon, 3 nights either side of a no moon. The moon phase isn't as important in the other 2 spots, down at the research vessel and on the other side, Coast Guard side. I will only use bait here, I don't use artificials around here. Anyway, that brings us to the end of another video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, hit that like button for me, helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already for future videos. There will be more parts in this series as we work our way around the peninsula. If you want to support me personally, the Patreon link will take you through to my own personal Patreon account, and that is, you can ask me any questions you want in that account. It covers 2 channels. It covers Land and Bay Fishing and 4x4 Track Oz. That's becoming a very popular channel as well. If you haven't already subscribed to that one and you're interested in overland travel in Australia, click over to 4x4 Track Oz. I'll put a link down in the description field if I remember. And you can also support me on that channel as well. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. We need the big ones to come out from that pontoon. Looks a decent splash. Not a bad bream. That's not too bad at all. We'd go 28-30, wouldn't it? Just a little one.
Heaps of squid around.
Yeah, there are at the moment. Bloody hard to catch them though. They're not taking the jigs very readily. I can't believe how clear the water is. You've inspired me to use my whiting rod now. I like that reel too. I really do like the look of that reel. butt himself straight into the rocks. It's almost trying to take my jumper off, I reckon. Oh, that's a better fish. Should be a decent brim, this one. Where's your net? Yeah, you keeping them? You can have it a feed? You can have it. Last cast. One more cast. One more cast. One more cast. There you go, 30, that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good fishy.
Very nice fish. Definitely go 30.
Yeah.
Might even go 32, I reckon. Let's see if there's anything out in the wilderness. I'm thinking, get one of your little, what do you say, 475B and 4 pound on it. That'd just about do everything. Throw it on my whiting rod, because I don't use my whiting rod for anything other than whiting in the summer. Come on, mate. Illegal. You want it? Nice little 27, 28 centimetre brim.